Is modern nutrition simply a modern form of eugenics? Do you know what eugenics is? Hi, my name's Tom, and this is my carnivore life. So I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, so you have to indulge me on this one. But if you don't know what eugenics is, all you have to do is think back to the Nazis in World War II, where they killed millions of people, Jews, invalids, the sick, blacks, any other ethnic background other than what they consider to be the superior race. So eugenics is simply that, eliminating undesirables, whether it be minority or physically handicapped, whatever you want to call it. And with world population the way it is, and the way things are being done, you have to wonder if eugenics is playing a role in all this. Back during the Nixon years, and probably even prior to that, with the known coming population boom with baby boomers and their offspring, there was a real concern about world population. And so things were introduced to kind of help with population control. I mean, this is why China has it, so they can only have one child. I think they've changed that now to two, but that was one of the reasons that they had that law. So you have to look at our current state of our health crisis within our country and around the world, to be honest. And you have to wonder, why do they keep pushing this narrative about eating, 7 servings of grain every day and allowing excess sugar to be put into our food supply and pushing the seed oil agenda? And I know there's powerful lobbies behind this, but it would seem to me that if you really wanted to have a great nation, that you would want the population to be healthy, because you're going to need those people in times of conflict to be able to fill the ranks in your military. And if all you have is sick, obese population, you're going to have much of an army at all. So part of me wonders if this isn't a plan to weed out the weak and the undesirables who succumb to this form of eating and all the ailments that come with it as a form of eugenics. And those of us that are I shouldn't say smart enough, but are inquisitive enough, and yes, smart enough, to look under the hood, as it were, to see what we really should be eating and how to be healthy. Maybe we're the ones that are supposed to be the ones that survive this nightmare that humanity seems to be going through. I just can't fathom why, with all the evidence that is out there, and there's more and more of it, it seems like every week, of people waking up and taking control of their lives and their health, and saying, no, I'm not going to follow your agenda anymore. I'm going to follow what I know is right and is healthy and is going to make me live a life free of medications and pain and excess weight. And I really feel like this is a deep collusion between the government and big food and big pharma. I mean, if you just take a look at type 2 diabetes and people who have to monitor their blood glucose levels, there's 20 million people that are type 2 diabetic that require these monitors, and to buy a monitor is like $29 times 20 million people. That's a fair chunk of change. They got to have test strips. Those are about $20 a month times 20 million people. That's another fair chunk of change. Now, do you really think they're going to give up this money? I don't think so. If you're making billions of dollars every month, you're not going to go, oh, by the way, I don't want to sell any more of these. So if you eat this way, then you don't have to buy my product anymore. That's just not going to happen. And then you have all the medications that people are having to take between, well, we'll get into statins in a minute, but blood pressure medicine and drugs to control your blood sugar and any number of metabolic issues. How many billions of dollars are involved in that? Do you really think that these drug companies are going to give up that money? And getting back to statins, it's kind of interesting. If you're my age, then you remember when this whole cholesterol thing came to fruition. And at the time, when the whole high cholesterol thing started, it was, oh, you need your cholesterol to be below 300. Next thing you know, oh, you need your cholesterol to be below 250. And then it was, oh, your cholesterol needs to be below 200. Now they're proposing that the cholesterol should be below 150. Why? Because if the bar is set at 300, you don't get as many patients taking statins. The lower you make that bar, the easier it is to get prescriptions for statins. Now, I have a neighbor who's a retired family physician, and whenever she had somebody new come to her practice, especially a female, the first thing she would ask them was if they were on statins. And if they were, she would tell them, unless you go off the statins, I cannot be your doctor. She said that no woman should ever take a statin at all. And her claim is that statins contribute to breast cancer. Is that true or not? I don't know. But she's a physician, and she's very adamant about it, to the point that she will refuse a patient coming into her clinic if they're on statins, especially a woman. She doesn't take them. She doesn't believe in them. She's a carnivore because she ended up with fibromyalgia, and that's the only way she can control it. So I have to put a little bit of stock into what she says. She's retired now, but you're talking a 40-year physician who's preaching what I'm doing. Kind of makes you wonder, kind of like Dr. Ken Berry and Dr. Chafee and Dr. Bickman and Dr. Kiltz, and the list goes on. These physicians are not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. So when you look at all the evidence that's out there, why are they trying so hard to convince us that we're wrong and that what they've been pushing for the last 50 years is right, even though all the statistics have shown that things have gotten severely worse since they instituted all of this? It just baffles me that this is happening. If this were a financial crisis, they would be all over it trying to regulate it and get it under control. But it's not. It's the nation's health. And they refuse to even look at the possibility that what they've been recommending is wrong. So you have to wonder if there actually is an agenda with this. I mean, you look at Bill Gates, and he's the largest owner of farmland in America. Now, why does a tech guy need farmland? Oh, and by the way, he's also a fan of eugenics. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So, whether I'm right or wrong, it's food for thought, something to think about. Maybe you should do a little research on it. I really haven't done much on it other than just pure observational reasoning, but maybe there's more to it. And maybe there's somebody out there that watches this video that knows a little tidbit that's willing to drop it in the comments for us. Maybe I'm on the right track. I don't know. But if I am, that's a scary thought, that your children are a part of this experiment. It's a very possible scenario in my mind, just from what I'm seeing. There's no other way to explain why this isn't being reversed. So, hey, let me know what you think. Do Do you think I'm on the right track? Do you think I'm full of hot air and it's just my conspiracy theory side of my brain inventing things? Let me know. It'd be an interesting conversation. Thanks for watching this video. Have yourself a great day.